Hi, welcome to Miss Music. On this channel, I'm normally looking at music that may have passed you by, but I came across this really interesting article and I thought I'd share it. If you've got £1 million to spare, and there are people out there that do have £1 million to spare, then you can buy the only copy of Vegetal Digital by the Pocket Gods, because that's what they're doing. They're selling a single album, their new release, for £1 million. I must admit, I never ever heard of the Pocket Gods before, and when I read this article, I kind of imagined there was some kind of fuddy four-piece band from St Albans that were a bit righteous. But I was completely wrong. I've just listened to their music. It's completely brilliant, and I'm a new fan. It's completely anarchic, and anyone that has it in for Ed Sheeran and Adele is all right in my book. In my flat, I sometimes let out one of the rooms on Airbnb, and I had this experience one day. The guest was coming, they knocked on the door, I opened the door, and they looked at me in the eyes and said, "Why don't you like Adele?" Ed Sheeran and Adele, they have the right to exist, but my feeling is that these kind of massive artists who, in my opinion, are completely overrated and bland, suck out all the finance and the kind of publicity bandwidth that new bands really need. Everything is channeled towards these kind of huge money-making acts. So the £1 million album is a thing. It does exist. You can buy it. But it seems to me it's the way the band is drawing our attention to how streaming services are exploiting musicians and artists. I was really shocked to hear that this band is only paid 0.002 pence. Is that a thing? For every stream. But worse than that, it's not every stream. They're only paid this money if you listen to them for more than 30 seconds. Under 30 seconds, they get nothing. And what I can only think as a big fuck you to Spotify, the band released an album called Nobody Makes Any Money Anymore. And this album, this digital album on Spotify, is made up of 1,000 tracks. And the shortest track is 30 seconds long, and the longest track is 40 seconds long. And that is just so brilliant. I've been listening to them this evening, and it's like, you're not going to stop before the end of the song, which is 30 seconds long. And I think, maybe it's a bit of a joke, but actually these 30-second songs are really good. So I'll make a video about one of their albums and perhaps the absolutely fantastic song, I Wanna Be the New Ed Sheeran. So what's the solution? Are streaming services just not paying artists enough money? Or is it us, the listener, that refuses to pay more money to use these services? I don't know what you think. I'd be really interested in people's opinions. I've said before that when I was a teenager, an album cost roughly the equivalent in today's money of £20. And when you're a teenager, that's you can't buy many albums a month. And now I can listen to anything and everything. It's all there. It's fantastic. But it's costing me less than one album cost me when I was a teenager. And I find that absolutely incredible. With their £1 million album, if someone buys it, the Pocket Gods have said they will set up an alternative streaming service to the likes of Spotify. But I think realistically that's not going to happen. I really don't think £1 million is enough money to set up a competing service which is at its heart trying to give back more money to artists and encourage artists and music. But what the band has done, and they call themselves an indie band, but I think they're really a punk band. They've publicised the downfalls of streaming services in a really neat way. So check them out. Listen to all those 30-second tracks again and again and again, push some money in their direction. And think about it, would you be prepared to pay double the amount of money you pay at the moment for your streaming service if that money was going to the artists? So thanks for listening. If you like the channel, check out some of the other videos and do subscribe. But thanks. Goodbye.